Hello everyone, in this video I'll be solving Cambridge A-Level Information Technology Paper 4 Advanced Practical for May-June 2025. You have been supplied with the following source files. Create a folder called Examination. I have copied the source files here. These are the required source files. You need to create a folder called Examination. So create a new folder called Examination. And you need to copy these files. You need to copy the files to the examination folder. You must save all your work in the folder. Do not delete any source files and do not tidy the folder by deleting the files. So you are not supposed to delete any of the source files from your folder. Task 1. Create a relational database normalized to third normal form using the data in week 21.csv file. So let's open the week 21 file. So this is the week 21 file. Now we have to normalize this data so that it is in 3NF. So first let's examine the data. Make sure all the data are clearly visible. So you can see details of the car are given here. Car ID, make, model, year, mileage. Sold for is given. For the cars which were sold, the cost, the selling price of the car. The day in sale for each car is given. Then the trader details are given. You can see the trader details, location, town, contact and email. Then we have the buyer details here. Buyer details are shown, but all the field names are not visible. So in first normal form, we have to make sure all the fields are atomic. All the data are arranged properly. And we have unique identifiers. So let's give proper field names. Car ID, make, model, year, sold for, you can give, don't give space in between the field names. Add underscore wherever space is there. Trader, location, town, contact. Now you can see the contact is not atomic. This can be split into first name and last name. So let's insert two columns here. Now select this column, go to data, text two columns, click next. You can see the title, first name and last name are separated by a space. So give space, click next, finish. So the data is split. Now you can give the contact title. Contact first name. Contact last name. Next we have the email. Make sure all the field names follow the similar naming convention. Now you can see the buyer details here. So this is buyer title. Since we have the same field names, give the name in this way, buyer title. First name, this is for the buyer. Family name. Address 1. Address 2. Address 3. Buyer email. Warranty purchase. Let's give So if you look at the data, you can see some of the cars are sold, and these are the buyer details for those cars. So some of the buyers has purchased the warranty. So whoever has purchased is showing us yes. So first let's sort the data so that we get the buyer details together. So go to data, sort. Let's keep the buyer details together. So let's sort it by any field, buyer title, and then sort by warranty, so that those who have purchased will come together. Add level, sort by warranty, give OK. So you can see these are the buyers who has purchased the warranty, and these are the buyers who has not purchased the warranty. So let's add let's add no here, those who have not purchased, so that it's easy when you import the data. Again, we have some of the buyers who has not purchased the warranty. So these are the details of the buyers. The remaining cars are not sold. You can see the sold for is empty. So those cars are not sold. Now now the table is in first normal form. The data are organized and all set with the proper field names. Now in second normal form, we have to make sure if the table can be split and if duplicate values can be removed. So first let's select the trader details. So I will copy the details for the trader. Copy, open a new Excel file, paste it. Now let's remove the duplicates. Go to data, remove duplicates, give OK. So we have 31 traders here. Let's add a primary key for this, trader ID, as we need primary key for all the tables. Let the trader ID be unique. So this is the primary key for the table. So when we need to link with the link table, the trader ID should be here. So let's add trader ID here also. So we have to get the trader ID based on the trader ID we have given here. So I'll use a XLOOKUP function. The lookup value is the trader name. The lookup array will be the trader column. And the return array will be the trader ID column, because we need to get the trader ID here. Okay. Now replicate trader ID here, so that we have the trader ID corresponding to this trader. Just copy and paste it as values so that we can delete the remaining fields. So you can remove trader, location, town, contact title, contact first name, last name, and email from this table. Now let's separate the buyer table. So we have the buyer details here. Copy the buyer details. Before that, let's add a buyer ID because buyer details are unique here. You can see unique details are there. So now let's copy the buyer details. Copy, open a new file, paste it there, and we need buyer ID. First, let's check if there is any duplicate data. Go to data, remove duplicates, give OK. So there are no duplicates. So we can directly give the ID here, buyer ID. So let's copy the buyer ID to this file so that we can use it for the link table. We did not change the order, so you can just copy the buyer ID here and remove the buyer details because we already have a separate table. So this is the trader table. Let's save it as trader inside your examination folder, trader. I'm saving it as CSV file. Then let's save this as the buyer file. Make sure it is CSV. Now we can copy the details for the car. So now the table is in second normal form. We have split the table. Now we have to check further if we can split the table. So you can see the car table can be separated and we need to maintain a link table here. So let's copy the details of the car into a new file. Save this as car in your folder. Make sure it is CSV file. Now come to the main file. We can keep the remaining data as the link table or the sales table. So this shows the sales of the car. So let's remove the details of the car, only keep the car ID for linking So delete this and we can insert a primary key for this table, and that will be sales ID. So we have sales ID, car ID, sold for, and day in sale is for the cars which were sold, and day in sale is also given for the remaining cars, trader ID and buyer ID. So we can link, this will be the link table between all the other tables which we have created. So first let's save this, save as, this can be sales table. So save. So now we have 4 tables and the given data is in third normal form. Now we have to create a relational database normalized to third normal form. So that we have the tables in third normal form. Now let's import the tables to the database. So I'll be using Access here. Let's close all the tables. We have sales table, card table, trader, and buyer table. So open blank database. You need to save it as week 21 followed by your sender number and candidate number. So week 21 followed by your sender number and candidate number. Save inside your examination folder. Create the database. Now let's import each file. External data, text file. So first the buyer table. First row contains field names. Click next, next. Choose my own primary key, buyer ID, and we have all the text. Give OK here, click next, and then finish. Next file, car table. Here the primary key is car ID and year and mileage will be integer. Click next and finish. Next we have the sales table. In sales table, we have sales ID as the primary key and sold for must be currency. So let's set sold for to currency. The last table, the trader table. So you can open trader table. Here the primary key is trader ID and all the data are text except the trader ID. Click next and finish. So we have all the data, all the tables imported. Now let's create the relationship. Go to database tools, relationship, add all the tables. So sales table is the link table. So now let's link the tables, buyer ID to buyer ID. Create a one-to-many relationship, car ID to car ID. and trader ID to trader ID. So you can see all the tables are, the data is normalized to 4 different tables, and then the one-to-many relationship is maintained through the link table, which is the sales table. Let's save the relationship. Create a calculated field named fee, which is charged for each card sold. Calculate this fee based upon the sold for value. If this value is less than, so we need to create a calculated field called fee in the sales table. So let's go to the sales table, go to the design view. So create a new field. So type the name of the field, fee. It should be a calculated field. So click here, go to calculated. Now it is based on the sold for field. So we have to use if statement. There are 3 conditions here. If the sold for is less than 1000, then the fee should be 5% of the sold for value. If it is up to 2000, it should be 4%. And if it's more than 2000, it should be 3%. So we can check this condition and this condition, and the remaining would be up to 2000. So I'm going to use if formula. If the sold for, so we have the sold for here, if the sold for is less than 1000, it should be 5% of the sold for value. So 5%, so 0.05 multiplied by the sold for field. You can select from here, comma. Again, we have 2 more criteria to be checked. So one more if I will add, if sold for is greater than 2000, greater than 2000, it should be 3% of the sold for value. So 3%, 0.03 multiplied by sold for. You can double click so that the field will be shown. So the false part, in the false part, so we have already checked if it's less than 1000, and we have already checked if it's above 2000. So the remaining will be up to 2000, between 1000 and 2000. So in false part, you can give the fees for up to and including 2000. So it is 4% of the sold for value. So you can give 0.04 multiplied by sold for. We have used 2 if functions here. So you need to close 2 brackets. So this is the required formula. Give OK. And it should be set to currency. So let's set to currency. Go to the format. Set it to currency. Save the table. You can see the fee is calculated here. Next, create a form named traders containing 2 subforms to display the data, layout and formatting as shown. So you can see the main form is the details for the trader. Trader details are shown here. And then we need to make 2 forms for cars sold and unsold. So before doing the form, let's make different queries to show this. And also later we have to show the total sales and total fees for each trader where the cars were sold. So first let's create a query for the trader. Create query design. trader, and also you need to add the sales one so that we can get the fee and the sold for. So we need trader ID, trader name, location, town. Contact details should be given together. Let's add all the three and then change it in the form, and email. So these are the required details: trader, location, town, and contact. Contact was already given as complete data in the first table, but since we need to normalize, it had to be atomics. So that's why we had split it. But when you are doing in the form, we can join it again. Then later we will need the total sales and fees. So let's add the sold for value and the fee here. So we need to find the total sales for each trader. So just go to the design view. You can click on totals, and here under sold, set it to group by sum. Fee also group by sum. So for each trader, the sum of sales and sum of fees are shown here. Now let's save this. This is trader data. Give OK. Now we need a query for the cars sold. So go to create, query design, add the cars table and the sales table. So here we need car ID, make, model, year, mileage, sold for, and fee. So car ID, make, model, year, mileage, sold for, and fee. So in this one, we need only the cars where it is sold. So we don't need the blank cells which are in sold for. So just you can give greater than 0 so that only where there is price that will be shown. You can run the query. So now only the cars which were sold are shown. You should also add the trader ID here because we'll be creating the form with the trader data. So it has to be linked to trader ID. So make sure trader ID is added. Save this as cars sold. Okay. Now let's create a query for the cars which were not sold. So query design, car and sales again. You need car ID, make, model, year, mileage, day in sale. Day in sale. Also add trader ID. So in this case, we need the cars which were not sold. So let's add the sold for field here. So the cars which were not sold are the values in which the sold for is empty or if it is null. So we want the values, the records where the sold for is empty. So go to the design view under sold for. So in order to get the values, you can give the criteria is null. Null means empty. So it will give you all the empty cells where sold for is empty. So you can run this. Now you can see all the cars which were not sold. So save this as cars unsold. Okay. So we have all the required details. Now let's create the form. Go to create form wizard. So first the main form. For that I'll choose the trader data. Trader data. Add all the details. It should be columnar. Click next. Let's give the title Tavera Auto Auctions. So this is the required form. Now let's go to the design view. Make space here so that we can add these subforms. Reduce the width here. Now we need the contact details of the trader as a single cell. So you can just remove this. Let's add a text box here. Now go to the property sheet. We can add the formula to join the title, first name and last name. So in the property sheet, select this text box, go to data. You can click on this three dots where the control source is given. So the formula expression builder will be shown. So just make sure it is contact title. For the joining or concatenating, we use plus here. Give a space with double quotes, plus first name, plus then the last name. Give OK. You can remove the first name and last name from here. This should be contact. So now you can see, go to the form view. We have the details shown here. Formatting we can do later. Let's design the form as required. Click on this gray to move it individually. Now let's add the subform. Click on subform here on form design subform. So let's draw the subform here. So first we'll choose the cars which were sold. Use existing tables and queries. Click next. Select the query cars sold here. Add all the fields. Click next. So this should be linked using trader ID. So I have given cars sold as given in the question. You can see here cars sold. Click on finish. We'll keep it later. First let's draw the resize it. Now let's make the subform for the remaining one. So again go to the form design, subform. Use existing tables and queries. So here we'll choose the car unsold. Add all the fields. Click next. We have to link using trader ID. Next. So now let's see the form view. So here we need to show the car ID, the make, model, year, mileage, sold for, and fee. So we don't need to show the trader ID. Let's remove that. Here also arrange the data. We don't need to show trader ID and sold for. In the first form, we don't need to show the total fee and the total sales. So let's remove it from here. Later we can add. Now let's start formatting. You can see here, this is a yellow color. So go to fill color. You can choose the color. This is black. And we need a weekly reports text here. So add a label box. The background of the form is blue color. Now here this is black. Black and bold. Increase the size for this one. You need to give the same background color for these boxes. This is center aligned. We need to add this image here. So go to form design again. Click on image. Let's draw the image here. Select the image from your folder. It needs to be shown here also. Now you can see in this cars sold and unsold, the record selectors and the navigation buttons must not be shown. So let's change that. So save this form. You need to change it from the subforms. Go to cars sold, design view. Navigation buttons you have to give no, and record selectors also no. The form is for viewing only. Disable data entry and make sure that all the fields are fully visible. So make sure the data are locked. Select the data here and go to data. Make sure it is locked. Also make sure the fill color is white and alternate fill color is also okay, only fill color is white. Now save. Let's check whether it's working so that we can do it for. So you can see the record selector and the navigation buttons are not visible and we can't change any data. Same way we have to go to cars unsold design view. Record selectors no and navigation buttons also no. You can remove the borders of this. Go to format, shape outline, transparent. The email is going on 2 lines. Let me increase the width of this. The size is little more bigger, so you can select it. Now for the main form also we need to make sure the data should not be edited. So select this, go to data, it should be locked. So form view, we did not change for this. This is locked. This is also locked. Only for cars unsold we have to lock. Go to cars unsold design view. Select the fields, data, it should be locked. So that's done. So this form should be named as traders. So let me rename this as traders. Now add calculated controls to display the total sales and total fees. Add another calculated control to display the balance, which is total sales minus the total fees. So we need to add this here, and also we should resave this as trader plus sums. So let's make a copy of it. Name it as trader plus sums. So go to the design view. Now we need to add the totals here. So go to add existing properties, sum of sold and sum of fee. So rename this label as total sales and this label as total fees. You can keep it here. Now we need to show balance. So go to the form design, add a text box to insert the formula. So this will be balance. To add the formula, select it, go to control source, click here. So it is total sales minus total fees. So here our total sales is sum of sold for. So sum of sold for minus sum of fee. You okay? Now the balance should be red color here. You can see the form view here. Now we need to make these two currency, and it should be, yeah, just we need to change it to currency data type. Select sum of fee and sum of, oh sorry, balance. Go to data, go to format. The format should be currency. So it is set to currency now. So when you change the trader, you can see according to the trader ID, the details are changing. So this is the data given here. So it's fine. So the form is done. So resave the form as trader plus sums. We have already saved it. See. Next, create a report to list the cars sold for each trader. Name the report week 21 summary. The report must look like this. So if you look at the report, you can see this is a grouped report where the trader name is shown, year, make, model, sold for, and fee is there. So let's make a query first to create the report with the required data. So go to create, query design. Add the trader, then car, and the sales table. So add the trader name, year, make, model, sold for, and fee. Trader, year, make, model, sold for, and fee. So we need it only for the cars which are sold. So you can go to the design view, just make sold for greater than 0. So that we'll get only the cars which were sold. So we have only the cars which were sold. So let's make the report now. Save the query. This is task 1B. So you can save it as task 1B query. Now let's make the report. Create report wizard. You can choose task 1B query. Add all the fields. Click next. Do you want to add any grouping levels? You need to group it by trader. So trader, click next. The name of the report should be week 21 summary. Because we need to change the title later. So I'll give week 21 summary as the name of the report. So this is the required report. Now we need to arrange the data to look like this. You can see here totals are shown for sold for and fee. So first let's do that. Go to the design view, select sold for, go to totals, sum. So that we'll get the sum here also for fee, sum. We need to add 2 lines like this. First let's arrange the data. Go to the layout view. So these are the total for each group. Go to the design view again. In the trader footer where we have calculated the total, increase the height, then we can bring this. Now we need to draw the line like this after model, from model till fee. 2 lines must be there. So go to the design. Go to the report design. You will find line here. Select line. Draw a line here. Another line here. So you can see the layout view. Go to format, shape outline. You can increase the thickness a bit. Now the sum of total sales must be currency. Go to report design, property sheet. You can set it to currency. Now the field names must be black and bold. When printed, the report must display each trader on a separate page and show the banner heading on each page like this. So this heading should come on each page. That means it should be on the page header. So go to the design view again. It should be on the page header. Increase the width of the page header here. Bring it down. The field names, this you can delete. Insert a label box. Tavera auctions. It should be serif font as given. So change it to Times New Roman and it should be dark blue. And the background is this. You need to give a color matching to the one given there. The background color. Now insert a label box again, and you need to type this car sales weekly report. Make the outline of the shape transparent. Now all these must be white color. So go to the design view again. The trader header, click on trader header, right click. Fill color must be white. Also alternate color must be white. Same way in the detail, right click, fill color white and alternate fill color white. So now all of them are set to white color here. We don't need to write trader here. Instead of that, the trader name should be shown. So go to the design view again. Keep the field names here. For the trader footer also, make sure the fill color is white. The alternate fill color is white. Now the report, each trader must display on a separate page. So click on the trader footer here. On property sheet, you can see force new page. Click on force new page, give after section. Let's see the print preview. So now you can see each trader will be on each page. In the report, you can see the year is sorted in order. So let's do that also. Go to the design view, group and sort, add a sort year. So you can see the print preview. So this is the required report, and you can see the pages, the trader details separately on each page. Export the report to a PDF file named week 21 report followed by your sender number and candidate number. So let's export the report. Right click, export as PDF. Select your working folder, examination, give the name week 21 report followed by your sender number and candidate number. The name of the report must be week 21 summary. So let's rename it, close it and rename. So this is the required report. So this is the end of the database task. Next is the mail merge, which will be done in another video. You can find the link in the description once it's uploaded. Thank you for now.